Planet Traveler is a green hostel located at 357 College, downtown Toronto.
Well, Planet Traveler was an idea in my partner Anthony's mind when he saw this abandoned building 4 or 5 years ago. And it became what it is today through both his desire to build a best-in-class hostel and my desire as a financial partner to build the greenest hotel in North America. And the two visions kind of combined into what you have today. Between Anthony and myself, I would sort of have these aspirational targets and say, let's talk about geothermal, let's talk about solar thermal. End of the day, it had to be an economic proposition. So Anthony almost becomes a sounding board to say, you may have great intentions, let's make sure the financial model works. And it does for all of these technologies. I mean, it's actually a no-brainer. So at the end of the day, we've reduced carbon by 3/4 and we are more profitable for having done that.
Tried to make all of the components visible so that people can sort of interact at their own leisure and just sort of come across things.
You can see one of the power pipes that grab heat from the drain. It's integrated into one of the washrooms. The door to the utility room where the solar hot water tanks and the geothermal pumps are, that's a glass door.
I created my own panel arrays. And I tried to establish so we could get 2 rows of the solar thermal together, and then the photovoltaic would be the awning for the bar. I tried to maximize our output from that area, using the sun the best we could.
Well, the geothermal field is unique in that we're the first building in the city of Toronto to have an agreement with the city to use a publicly owned laneway in which to bury the pipes. And when we went to the city with the idea of burying the pipes beneath the laneway, they didn't know what geothermal was. They didn't know what I was asking for when I first went there. But there was clear direction from Miller down to find opportunities to enable people to lower their carbon footprint. And so as a result of this project, the city has actually set up a task force. You no longer go to council for your variance when you want to put geothermal pipes beneath a park or a laneway. That's done. That's the path we've cleared for the rest of the city. It's not rocket science. It's out there in other buildings. Look for the models and just convince yourself that this technology doesn't have technology risk associated with it. The paybacks are well known, and you can look while you leap.
It's almost plug and play kind of a scenario. Wastewater heat recovery is just an extension of a basic plumbing installation. The LED lighting during the course of the project improved so much that we had an opportunity to do the whole thing, the whole building that way. The solar thermal is just, again, it's just a plumbing application. It's quite simple. Once you get the components, putting it together is a very, very simple thing. It's just one extra component. The photovoltaic is very simple. When the plumbers turned on the hot water portion of our water system, the solar thermal tanks just heat in, and the temperature went from 10 degrees Celsius or 20 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius in the afternoon that they were turned on. And that was really instant feedback.
We take our baseline to be what we would have installed in the building if we weren't concerned about carbon. So we would have put in traditional chillers, traditional boilers, there wouldn't have been any solar power, probably traditional lighting. In order to prove that 75% reduction, we're measuring energy flows, for example, through the geothermal pipes and measuring energy flows in the power pipe. And we're doing a rough and ready first order analysis of the energy being produced by these alternative means. And we can then compare those BTUs or kilowatt hours or whatever it is to what it would have cost or what it would have taken to produce that otherwise. If people are willing to step forward, developers are willing to step forward and take the lead in bringing the capital and the expertise and the motivation to put geothermal in a building or solar thermal or whatever it's going to be to lower their carbon footprint, I think absolutely the municipality, the province, and the country should be enabling those activities. There is some urgency to the carbon issue. As a climate geek, I know perfectly well the storm that is coming our way. And if we can't move now on payback periods that are fairly well understood in the real estate sector, that are profitable today, this low-hanging fruit, it's going to be very difficult to make the next step and the next step. I mean, a hotel is a very public-facing structure, right? It's not like an office building where the same people come every day. And certainly with a young crowd moving through here, I think they're going to be inspired and they're going to be engaged with what's happening here. And we hope they go away with some very clear ideas about what's possible.